What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Age of Overlord, hitting another milestone that people aren't going to enjoy. It's becoming a triple-digit dollar box. Earlier today, it was at 95, those sold out, and 99.9, 10 cents away from crossing that threshold. It's a pretty wild ride, and I've got fighting words. I think this set is better than Rise of the Duelist. Hear me out. Rise of the Duelist had 4 pretty good staples if we're counting Dogmatic Punishment, along with Triple Tactics Talent. You had Forbidden Droplet and Ice Dragon's Prison, which was a $60 Ultra, but in here you have SP Little Knight being S tier because it's accessible from the extra deck on demand, and so is Star Slayer, but it's not really in the conversation with those 4 yet, although it is a very, very good card. Instead here, you have 3 really good engines and updates to relevant decks, continuing to make them stronger, like Labyrinth gets Arius, Manadium gets updated, but you have the Horus stuff, which is getting bought out again, which is why we're on this page for Get to the Cards, John. And then you have Snake Eyes, which also has more buyouts here, a really incredible kind of getting stronger over time thing. And then you have the Wanted package, which really took over and continues to just be absurd prices. I do think, in general, that this set has aged to where already, without the next set out, it is probably better than Rise of the Duelist. But let me know your thoughts. Am I leaving something out here? Rise of the Duelist did have a lot of other hits and, updates, Odd Eyes. They had some good mid cards as well, but this 3 engines just feels completely unheard of in Yu-Gi-Oh! History where it takes off this way. Now, for Horus, why is this going? Well, Orcust Copium! I've seen so many Orcust buyouts without the proof in the pudding, but we'll have to wait and see. And then you also have this being for Tier Lament Best Deck. That makes a lot more sense to me since it already has proven results with Tier Laments, and people are continuing to try to push that deck. So $70 is once again the lowest over here, pretty much 69.99, and quickly up from there on copies if you're looking for I'm SETI. You also have for the Orcust Copium Gizmek Orochi going, which was played with the deck back in the day. This was absolutely low for what it was, around $20 to $18. Now it's bought out to just 7 listings left, and the secret rare is starting to go on quantities. Snake Eyes Field Spell has been bought out here, and as I understand it, it's a one of more so for pure. I have not seen it in action personally. It's not the thing that I see in a ton of the list, but let me know what you think about this buyout on the quarter century secret rare. The ultra rare is still sitting, not really going too much, and has a ton of copies if you just want an easy access version. Now this one I want to point out because there's a ton of quarter century secret rares and Starlight rares that have been bumping up in price that we're going to be talking about. Archlord Christia was super anticipated and kind of cheered on Inception with Valiant Smashers, and people were saying, I want to see more of this. This is the silver lining. Yet here it is now actually under the Synchro for Centurion and down under $70 towards $67.68 and continuing to fall. I know a lot of old heads were excited about this one, and the secret rare's always been, worth so much, especially first edition Nearman. It's almost impossible to get because of the foil edgeware out of the pack. So this was a nice high rarity version, yet it ain't doing the lifting that a lot of people thought it would. And I find it super interesting because I thought it would be, flirting with triple digits, probably holding in at $85, but it started above that, went under that pretty quickly, and continues to decline. I'm not always right, and sometimes I'm right for the wrong reason. Some Edison player could spike this for tomorrow, for all I know. Kashtira Fenrir continues to go up in price and become towards a $30 base card. At this point, I would be staring at the ultimate rares, especially because when we do look these through, they've been going up, yes, but the fact that they're still lining at 50, if something happens to the card, they'll fall out a lot less than the base versions. And I do like the Prismatic Secret Rare a lot, except people just don't want to open these tins, and that's why they're not going to be repopulating too much anytime soon. Albaz, speaking of Rise of the Duelist, though, the quarter century secret rare is getting bought out here. The Ultimate OTS, very, very affordable, but you also have the newer Ultimate Rare along with the Collector Rare and so many mid-max versions to choose from, but I would think OTS Ulti would be in second place. It's not exactly jumping or going crazy, and a lot of people only like how the EU version of this looks, whereas the Quarter Century Secret Rare, I think the NA version does look pretty good, and here it is going, and people are just buying into it, as a lot of the branded stuff has been getting bought out once again. When I'm looking at Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon, I'm scratching my head a little bit, but my Discord is telling me Voiceless Voice Play is one of these. That's why the Secret Rare has been going. There's a super easy access version out of the 25th tins, but again, if those do go, they could have trouble repopulating even, ultra rare slot. There should be a ton of them. Not that most of those 10s are going to be open. So you might want to get that sooner than later using my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying if you just want that easy access version. Hey, I'll even ask for you to use the link on quarters. Of course I will. Earth Golem at Ignister here. Super poly target. It takes a Cyberse and a Link monster, so pretty generic. It's going up in price today, and people are piling on. I'm not sure the exact reason, so let me know what that's mixing with, but yeah, be aware of this. In terms of collectibles out of the Rarity collection, Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. I guess people want Blue Eyes Horny Dragon just a bit. Those grabbable hips, you know what I'm saying? There's already handles for them. Anyways, enough of that. We've got this card being around $10 now when it was around $4.25. So just be aware, people are buying out a Blue Eyes collectible, and the one they might be staring at a little too much. I'm not saying I got 2 of the giant card, but I have 2 of the giant card and an oversized one. Not for those degenerate reasons, though. Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge had the Quarter Century Rare spiking up past the Starlight Rare originally, but buyouts have come back around, and the Starlight Rare of Super Polymerization is way up in price. So it does seem like people are willing to go into these, even if it has the mid-max version around. They are digging into the highest rarities, and the Ultimate Rare has been floating around uppish in price as well as of late. So people are super excited about super polying people's fields still in this day and age, of course. It's an amazing card. It's so powerful. And with that long-lasting legacy in the game, as well as playability, it has continued to rise for both of its max versions, but the Starlight Rare is now once again far ahead. Ghost Bell's Starlight Rare has not been doing the best in the world over time, but it does seem like it's doing a little something lately, back up in price just a hair, as the Quarter Century Secret Rare skyrockets in price and goes absolutely crazy. $43, $44. The Rarity Collection's the set that's going to keep on giving for some time, in my opinion. It just has so much going for it. But this does cement that Quarter Century Secret Rare is held in esteem with Starlight Rares to a large degree when it comes to this set, and a lot of people are willing to go mid-max that direction, but Starlights continue to rebound also as the market recovers over for those copies. Ghost Mortar and Moonlit Chill. This is a tech I didn't expect to be talking about again soon, but the Secret Rares have been headed back in price very consistently, and they're back almost towards, I believe, $20-ish. Yeah, so you have 17, 18, and up towards $20 on the first page that you can actually buy them on. Access code talk is something I hadn't stared at in a while until somebody told me El Dorado was 3 years ago. The last gold set was 3 years ago, and that hurt. I was like, what? And the maximum gold is 4 years ago, heading on towards 5 next year. Oh man, I'm old. But when it comes down to the Secret Rare, actually the OG Eternity Codes version was falling behind and still is a little behind somehow the Battles of Legend Secret Rare. So if you're going for a mid-max on this and not paying out $300+ on the Starlight Rare, I would probably just go for the Eternity Codes version right now over pretty much anything. Salomon Great Raging Phoenix is on buyout mode. Again, we've covered that Salomon Greats have been getting a ton of buyouts in general. This is up towards $45 at this point of a duelist pack that just can't sell itself too much, but is actually coming back up in price a little. This was clearanced on some sites at $10 a box, my Discord was talking about, and some people even failed to get that $10 back but now a lot of the solid stuff continues slash fire stuff to go up in price here. And yeah, that's the last tab I had, I suppose. I wanted to talk about this double live editing done cheap at the end. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and let me know what you think. I'm not trying to, like, you know, comment bait, oh, give me engagement, whatever. I truly do think at this point that this set is probably ahead of Rise of the Duelist Impact in terms of what it's done for a metagame and the engines running around while still having access to staples, especially from the extra deck. That's just my opinion on the set, but I do want to hear yours because both are amazing and for slightly different reasons, yet actually very similar reasons. Just one's more powerful in the engine range and one's more powerful in the staple range. I want to see what y'all value more.